rainbows. So in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about bleach baths. So bleach baths are a way of basically stripping color out of your hair. It's not a color remover. It will not bring your hair back to its original natural color. It is basically like a diluted version of bleach, straight bleach. So it will lighten your hair and it can help to lift and strip out unwanted color in order for you to do another color over the top. So pretty much very rarely do you do a bleach bath and you're happy with the color. So most of the time it is just to strip out unwanted color to move on to the next shade. So I'm going to share with you guys my formula, how to do it, and all that jazz in today's video. Okay, rainbows, so here is the recipe. So this is important to use scales. If you don't have scales, you can use some type of tablespoon and do it in parts. So you need 5 mils or 5 grams of conditioner, 10 mils or 10 grams of shampoo, so it depends on whatever measurement system you have, 15 grams of water. Now we are moving on to the bleach. So you need 40 grams of bleach. Directions and Manic Panic have fantastic cruelty-free bleaches if you're looking for one like that. So now moving on to peroxide. I suggest that you use either 10 volt or 20 volt. Nothing too high, as that is basically going to diminish the effects of the bleach bath. It's going to be too harsh on your hair. 10 volt can be not enough, so I think 20 volt is a good kind of middle ground. So now go ahead and mix it all up. Make sure that all the tools you're using are plastic. Don't use anything metal because it's going to react with the bleach. As well, make sure that you only make this mixture when you're ready to use it. Don't make it and then set it aside for half an hour because it's going to oxidize and it's not going to work. So it's best to make it fresh and use it immediately. Some things that you will need are an old shirt, some towels, definitely gloves. Do not do this without gloves. Highly recommend that you have gloves. Also, I do recommend that you do a skin test prior, as you know, this is bleach, it is chemicals. You don't want to do anything that you might react to if you've never done it before. So highly suggest always doing a skin test prior to doing any type of hair color. Okay, so obviously prior to doing your hair, you can do this with dry hair or wet hair. So obviously if your hair is wet, it is going to dilute the bleach bath mixture even more, but it is going to allow it to be easier to apply and you'll probably end up using less. So it is completely up to you what you choose to do. As well, I feel it's very important to state that if you have natural regrowth or natural hair in any part, that means that it has never been colored, so regrowth, anything like that, keep the bleach bath mixture off those areas because they are going to lighten like that. They will be like blonde almost and the rest of your hair won't lighten that much. So just bear that in mind. So it is always best to work from the darkest areas towards the lightest areas, or the areas that you want to lift the most. Apply the color on those areas first because they are going to need the longest. I have a tiny little bit of regrowth, like minuscule amount of regrowth. And the darkest areas are these areas right here on my roots. So I'm going to start by applying it all over the roots first and then work my way down towards the ends. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm going in and applying this on those darkest areas. It is mainly the top layer of my hair that have these darkest areas, but obviously everyone's hair is different. You may have darker areas elsewhere. Usually the underneath is where the darkest areas usually are because I don't see the sun, but not in my case. So once that is done, it's really important to apply it quite thickly and to make sure that you're really saturating all the hair, that you're getting into all the layers. I'm now sectioning it and starting from the bottom, working my way up because the rest of my hair is pretty much in the same color state. So yeah, as you guys can see, I'm using quite a lot. I'm also rubbing it in between my fingers, making sure that every single strand is really well saturated. If you leave any bits out, obviously they're not going to lighten and you're going to end up with dark patches in your hair. As well, I feel it's very important to state that this stuff does not smell the best. So it is always best if you've got a well ventilated area, or if you could do it outside, or wear a mask if you want to, and yeah, just try not to breathe it in because it's not the best stuff. So it has been 20 minutes in total that I've been applying this for. You can see already at these ends they are so light, like they're already light, so I need to probably rinse that off soon. There's still some areas that are like quite pinky looking, so it is going to be a little bit jumbled, but that is okay. I have just put a little bit closer to my roots as well, just in case there's any areas I've missed, because I'm about to wash this off. So the thing with bleach baths is they may need 5 minutes processing, they may need 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. You need to keep an eye on it and just always constantly check it, because some areas do process quicker than others and some will obviously take longer. So it just depends on your hair texture, what colors you've had in your hair prior, what hair care you use. Everything like that will depend on how the bleach bath works and how well it lifts out the color. Really quite light. And then we've got these areas which is still quite ready looking. It's time to wash it off. So I'm going to shampoo and condition my hair and just dry my hair off 100%. Alright, so I just got out of the shower. This is how it's looking. So it is still that little bit darker in these front areas, but the rest is quite light, hey? So obviously depending on what color that you're doing next will depend on whether you shampoo and condition your hair or whether you just shampoo your hair and then leave it to dry. So if you're doing like a manic panic or some type of bright color, I recommend just shampooing off all the bleach bath, making sure it's all out, rinsing it really well and allowing your hair to dry 100%, and then go in with the manic panic or Arctic Fox or whatever kind of color you're using. But because the color that I'm using is still a semi-permanent, but it is a developer, so it's like the tube color, the developer that you mix it with. So I did shampoo and conditioner. I'm gonna let my hair dry 100% and then go in with the next color. Alright rainbows, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, and if you guys want to see the rest of the video of how I went from that color to this color, then definitely check out the tutorial. Love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
A movie. Bring your cameras out, nigga. I swear to God, my life is like a movie. A movie, a movie, a movie, a movie, a movie. Chain on, look at